couple of things about my mother. My mother would sometimes call me Suzy Q. It's like that was a little nickname that she had for me. I thought it was real cute. And then there was another thing I wanted to talk about. The only time I remember my mother holding me in her lap was over at her friend Sue Douglas's house. Jack and Sue Douglas they lived on the other side of Vermont. Had a Gardena address, but it's like they were actually in a Harbor Gateway. So they lived close by. And Jack Douglas was actually he was, I want to say he was one of the bigger people, maybe even an executive at See's Candy. Because he would bring home samples and stuff like that and everything, but he was a boss of some kind at See's Candy. And anyway, so we would go over there sometimes to visit, once in a while to visit, and they were nice people. They were good people. And I think they really liked my sister, me and my brother and sister and everything, because they only had one kid together. They had their daughter's name is Sandy Douglas, and she's living ages ago, a long time ago. She got married to a man, and was it Doug Farr? I'm trying to, I might be wrong on that. I think yes, the name was Doug Farr, and they live in New York, and they've been living there. They don't live in the big city as far as I know. It's like they lived out in the country or something, and they moved there ages ago, long time ago, and. But anyway, one of the things I remember about one of the few times my mother held me in her lap was when I had a really bad headache. I was over at their place. We were over their place, and I had a terrible headache. And so my mother was holding me in her lap, me in her lap. It's like to get, try and get my bad headache to go away. But, and I keep thinking that maybe she was doing it so she wouldn't look bad in front of us, her friend Sue Douglas. Anyway, but she did, at least I remember that one. So, anyway, so let's see what else, any other things. It's like my mother used to call me like refer to me as being weird when I was a kid, which was I took it almost like a compliment. It's like most people would take it like it's an insult, but I was never insulted about it. I was just different, and I was, I kind of looked at it as like, well, I'm different from you, so it's like, that's okay, that's more than okay, so it didn't bother me. So, let's see, what else? I think I mentioned this before. She bought me a coat when she took her trip to Israel. Actually, was showing off her passport. I still have her passport from that one trip that she took to Israel. And she bought me this, like some kind of sheep, coat of some kind, which is kind of an unusual type of coat. So she bought me that, and it's like when she was there, that was really nice. And let's see what else. One time when I was really young, when I was probably in my early 20s, I got stood up on a date. They were supposed to pick me up over at my sister's house, and my sister's, she was actually living in like a duplex kind of thing, and actually it was close by. It was just down the street at the end, like the end. It was probably like 3 blocks from here, maybe, and in like a sort of a complex thing. Anyway, so she, it's like, my mother came over, she knew I was upset and everything. She actually came over and talked to me. She was one of the nice times when she was really good and nice to me. But at least, she did that. She put forth the effort, and I appreciated it, because she knew I was upset and everything. And I just ended up, walking back home, or, she drove me back home. Back to home, when that happened, so that was kind of nice. Let's see, I don't have anything else here right now, but those are a few memories. I think that I'm gonna wind that up for now, but just a few things. I've got more stories about my mother. I'll share those later. Come on, shut off.